It is time to get Jurassic. Have you ever wished, now that human beings have entered our genetic age, that someone figures out how to pull a Dr. John Hammond and create a Jurassic Park? Well, today we will look at the man who made kids in the 90s want to be paleontologists, none other than Dr. Alan Grant. We will be looking at a few powerful quotes that can spark conversation about life as we know it in our modern world, that can renew our faith in discovery, stoke our imaginations, and make us want to find our passions again. In this video, we will remove the rose-colored glasses and see what humans did in Jurassic Park, which unfortunately seems to be what we are best at, which is making our worst nightmares come true in a self-fulfilling prophecy. We just cannot help ourselves. Regardless, let's dive in and find the answers together, which is what this channel is all about, using characters and notions to be honest about our own humanity in the modern world. Dr. Alan Grant is one of the central characters in the Jurassic Park franchise, known for his deep expertise in paleontology and his initial skepticism toward the idea of cloning dinosaurs. In the first film, Jurassic Park, Grant is introduced as a highly respected paleontologist, specializing in the study of dinosaurs, particularly velociraptors. Although passionate about his field, he is reluctant to embrace the idea of bringing extinct creatures back to life, seeing it as a violation of nature's course. This skepticism is challenged when he is invited by John Hammond, the park's founder, to visit his dinosaur-themed island. Over the course of the film, Grant's character undergoes significant development as he witnesses the awe-inspiring spectacle of living, breathing dinosaurs, but also confronts the dangers of humanity's hubris and the uncontrollable power of nature. In Jurassic Park 3, his character is further fleshed out as he's reluctantly dragged back to another island filled with dangerous creatures. His initial disillusionment with the park's concept evolves into a more nuanced understanding of the consequences of cloning, with his protective instincts for the children he's responsible for on the island providing a softer side to his character. Throughout the series, Dr. Grant's intellectual curiosity, scientific integrity, and growing sense of responsibility make him an enduring and relatable figure, balancing both admiration for life and caution toward its unpredictability. His interactions with the dinosaurs, particularly with the velociraptors, and his philosophical musings about mankind's attempts to control nature underscore the themes of unpredictability and the consequences of technological hubris that permeate the Jurassic Park saga. Dr. Grant's feelings towards the park itself can show us what happens when someone takes the love of your life, your passion, and turns it into a money-making venture, causing you to see it in a different light. Although feelings of reluctancy permeated his deepest thoughts, he still could not help but be enamored of this facade built by Hammond. And this shows us that whatever happens, we will always have that special place for the things we love. Our passions are that safe place we retreat to when we want to feel safe. And in today's world, where every day there seems to be some new chaos going on in this world, it is imperative that we keep our faith in our passions and lean on them in tough times. Grant also shows us how human beings are very good at taking something so innocent and beautiful, twisting it, then slapping a price tag on it. When something so special becomes a commodity, it ceases to have that magic anymore. I am a firm believer that if everyone can do something, then by definition it is not novel. It is great that in our world, everyone can have a voice, but we all know that many people should not have that option because they sow turmoil or saturate the market with so much spam that all of the true savants go unnoticed. If everyone is special, then no one is special sort of thing. And when you take something as amazing as a dinosaur, a giant reptile that used to roam the ground beneath our feet, and demystify it, you simply turn it into a literal amusement park attraction. This was Grant's initial feelings towards Hammond and Jurassic Park, and despite being initially drawn into this venture by a lucrative funding deal, he could not help be awestruck at the divine magnitude of these majestic creatures, corrupted or not. Our first quote by Dr. Grant is, "Life found a way." This quote was originally spoken by Grant's colleague, Dr. Ian Malcolm, who said life always finds a way, it cannot be tamed, but was reiterated by Grant after finding out that his beloved raptors had been breeding in a park full of female dinosaurs. I love this quote because it sums up the truest nature of the world. If anything is true on this planet, is that life will always find a way to break out, and depending on the species, either build up or burn down its environment. Human beings are the exemplification of this quote. We are unlike anything this planet has ever seen. It seems like we do not belong with the rest of the organisms in our world, but here we are. Out of the infinite possibilities of forms humans could have taken, we landed on this form. Out of the infinite galaxies and planets in the universe, it would be utterly arrogant to think that we are the center of creation. It only makes sense to me that if we evolved in such circumstances, that life on other worlds will find a way, and most likely has, in a myriad of different forms unimaginable to us. Life will find a way, but will human beings? We shall see. If there are indeed beings from other worlds visiting our planet, then life has found a way to travel throughout the cosmos. And if life can do that, then magic is still possible. I believe a novel notion is going on with all the sightings of extraterrestrial crafts and such. If beings are coming from other planets to observe us on Earth, then it has to be something akin to the zoo theory, which make us their own version of Hominid Park. Come see the backwards humans who we have been intermingling with for millennia. See their destructive ways. I hate to be nihilistic, but you cannot help but be if you have any intelligence in today's world while trying to keep hope alive. It seems every day there is some new situation arising, and the fear-mongerers gathering to stoke the fire. I believe that if life has found a way to come here, then they are waiting for us to grow up before they show up. Why would they let us into their club when we would just bring chaos and destroy it, like we do to our own? It only makes sense. These are just existential thoughts and novel notions, but that is what this channel is all about. Being real, being truthful, despite the feelings of people too emotional to use their minds over their egos. We can also see that human beings, if anything, are not a boring species. We always keep it interesting, and that is why we may be serving as an intergalactic reality show, as South Park so brilliantly proposed. If you look at the human race from the outside, without emotion, we are a very comedic species and are nothing but highly entertaining. That is why I say human beings are the literal exception to the rule. We are so different from every other species, even our own ancestors, with the path that has produced Homo sapien, being an amazing one. It seems we are being guided to a certain level of being by some external force. This reminds me of another hard-hitting short quote by Grant that says, "This is how you play God." If anything can be said, whether you believe in a God or beings from other planets intervening in our evolution, there are many mechanisms of control created by human beings that have tried to play God. Throughout history, men have tried to play God, like it is built into our evolution, trying to control everything around us, including our own fellow man. Whether it be through religious control, physical control, or simply living by the system, human beings love trying to play puppeteer. So the theory about alien beings would actually be a relief at this point, because they are merely observing, and if they are interfering, we still do not have the wherewithal to draw them out. So their agenda is still a mystery, but the docket of mankind is quite clear. We can draw a massive parallel between what we see go on in Jurassic Park with the genetic tampering and what many think has been going on with the human race for millennia, shaping us into more fluid beings, capable of one day returning to the stars with our makers. We even anthropomorphize our deities, giving them human characteristics, so we can relate to them and fool ourselves into thinking they are anything like us. These are all fantastical notions, but with all of the information and high-level activity around this topic today, it would seem that Dr. Grant hit it right on the nose. We all just love to play God. This segues into our next quote by Dr. Grant, which is, "Reverse Darwinism, survival of the most idiotic." I love this quote. It seems to sum up the plight of the intelligent human in today's world. That is why I tend to shoot down the small-minded notions of man-made concoctions, such as giving your life to the beliefs made by men who seek to control, relieving you of your common sense, and replacing it with instances you cannot prove or disprove, which is a very dangerous thing. It forces mankind to stay in the archaic times of our ancestors, and not force our own evolution with new theories of the future. I am not saying to lose your reverence for history and culture, because that is what this channel is about, having such great respect for these things that we can use the mistakes of the past to evolve into more complete beings. From this quote, we can see what seems to be going on in the modern world. The intelligent man is burdened, while the blissfully ignorant seem to thrive. Is intelligence a curse? An evolutional disadvantage in the modern world? Well, let's think about it. If a man is intelligent and has a mind for detail, then he is constantly thinking, constantly trying to push himself to new heights, and this can be seen as a curse. I say this because the man who simply walks down the street whistling, oblivious to the higher routines of life, seems to have it all figured out. When a person thinks more, their mind literally does not stop running, causing stress. But when a person has no need to improve his mental faculties, has no need to think about things more than just in a menial way, then that person, I believe, could be happier. Intelligence is mankind's greatest gift. It's what forced our leap into the dominant species on this planet. But in today's world, where our minds are constantly flooded, a person's intelligence may work against them. For example, one man has high ambition, gets multiple degrees, and is constantly seeking to improve himself. What happens? He is constantly opening himself up to stress and mental turmoil on a daily basis because he wants more in life and more out of himself. Then we have the man who is content where he is. He may be of a lower IQ, but he is not flooded with thoughts of the future and what he is going to do next. He is content with what he has. This is the key to happiness, it seems. Being ignorant is not an insult as people normally perceive it as. It simply means not knowing. The more a person knows, the more he has to doubt. The rose-colored glasses have come off. He now sees the world for what it is, and all the facades have lifted away. He can understand everything, and now becomes a nihilist because he constantly sees the lack of intelligence in everyone. Who is happier here? It seems to be the man who is not bogged down by thoughts of a shaky future and trying to attain more, because knowledge is power, but knowledge can also be pain. If we were to simply exist for the basics of life and be happy as our ancestors once were, it seems we would be a more content species. Thinking saves, but it also destroys. And when you mix emotion and flawed thinking, you get a time bomb. This is an interesting notion I came upon when analyzing this quote. Is it reverse Darwinism to be idiotic? It may seem counterintuitive, but we could just think ourselves right into extinction. Without the constant need for more knowledge, on the quest to be smart, mankind would not have split the atom and thrown the nuclear weapon upon humanity. This quote got me thinking, that is it the idiotic that actually survive over the intelligent? I do not want to believe so, but in today's world, where all the new technology could spell doom for mankind if misused, I started to think that if we were content in our ignorance, then we would probably be happier and survive on this planet in harmony a lot longer. With this in mind, I still would not trade the stress of intelligence for the gift of blissful ignorance, because with that quest for knowledge comes creativity, expression, discovery, as we can see with characters such as Dr. Alan Grant. In the past, we would need intelligence and our wits to evolve and keep us safe. Those who could problem solve had the advantage, but in modern times where many of our basic survival needs are met, intelligence pushes many people into a conundrum. A person who is constantly harangued by intelligence is always weighing the consequences and outcomes of actions, leading to fear and anxiety, while the ignorant simply act without any higher superseding thought of self-preservation. That is why it might seem to some that there are so many what seem like idiotic people becoming successful nowadays, because it seems that intelligence is not a defining characteristic for being successful in today's world. A smart person will overthink himself into apathy and depression, and an idiotic person will not think about the consequences or the fallout that may arise from taking certain courses of action. That is why the person who does not think so much is more readily available to act than one who premeditates and weighs outcomes. So Dr. Grant may have been correct with this quote in the grand scheme of things, because it seems today, with all the gifts we have, people are more ignorant than ever, and the youth are relying on AI to write their essays. So it would seem that survival of the fittest has met its exception in the way we have piloted our modern society. It is no longer the fit that has the advantage, it would seem, but it is the ones who can compartmentalize and use the systems around them to further their own ambitions, or lack thereof, and for the first time in history, intelligence and overthinking may work against you. I guess I am in trouble. Hyper-analyzing is a detriment of overthinking, I guess. But I am in good company with the like-minded people watching this. But like Dr. Grant said, life found a way, and so will we. So what can we learn from Dr. Alan Grant after all? We can learn that life has no boundaries. It is what you make it. The great mystery is what makes life worth living. But at the same time, we can also see from his words that is why some of us will always be miserable, never content, always seeking to understand the complexities of the world. But what a ride, right? I believe, though, a person needs to be equipped with both a deep reverence for knowledge and the pursuit of the unknown, despite the potential anxiety attack. One should also be content with what you have. Stop and slow down. Take stock of what you already know and ask yourself, is it really worth the stress of pursuing more? The answer to life's riddles depends on one question. What do you want out of life? If you are content with knowing nothing, then the intelligent will envy you forever while seeking the answers to the universe. We are a marvel of life. Our journey from small mammalians seeking refuge underground from the firestorm, all the way to Homo erectus, then us. We can take the emotion that Alan Grant feels toward the things he loves and let it guide us. When he reiterated Malcolm's words, his face was lit up with wonder and excitement, like a child discovering a new path at the creek, while then later evolving after much thought and inundation into a man who has a pessimistic view, his passion tainted by human engineering and innovation. So both apathy and hyperthink were at play here. We can learn to never lose that luster for life, for your passions and discovery, even if revealing that great mystery will demystify that love forever. So if your intelligence is getting in the way of your happiness, if the thoughts never cease about self-evolution and the ignorant people abound, if human greed and innovation threaten to stifle your creativity, just remember, they're moving in herds. They do move in herds.